I've got the answer right here, ladies and gentlemen, to everything that ails you. Now step right up.
One who acts like a duck about his salves and remedies. The cruel practice of making money on people's worries appeared throughout the years as quackery.
I said cured of backache, nervousness,
Any number of diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to take my right.
Welcome back to Quackery. Here, this is your host here, Dr. Will the Pill, and also featuring John Boy, and we're gonna get a little word from Dr. John, not Dr. John Boy, an actual doctor. I think John Boy's a love doctor.
How do you know I'm not a doctor? Maybe I went to University of Phoenix and got my doctorate degree.
You got a doctorate in true crime. All right. Well, this week we are talking about teeth whitening and all the quackery and the truth behind it. So, John, what do you think? How do you think teeth whitening actually works?
I know someone had told me before, because I had asked him why. It sounds so bad, but I had asked him why his teeth were so yellow. And I mean, he was a friend. I didn't just go up to somebody and ask him that, but he said that
Used to be your friend, right?
Yeah, he said that he has less enamel on his teeth. That's what he told me. So
Less enamel.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, the enamel would be the outside of your teeth, so that is where most of the stain comes from. So
yeah,
that sounds legit. So yeah, John's right. The enamel is the outer layer. It kind of is the white part, protects the teeth from, all the sensitive stuff underneath. And then there's underneath that's like the dentin, and it's like a bunch of little tubes, and that surrounds the pulp, which is like the inside of that. That's the really sensitive, part that goes into the root and the blood supply, and it's, the living part of the tooth, I guess you would say. So yeah, like you said, how teeth get stained. I don't know about as far as, how thick your enamel is. I guess you can get what do they say with those toothpaste commercials, helps you prevent you from losing enamel, so I guess it can get smaller. That's weird, though. But
well, he said it was genetic.
Different things, I guess, can change it. Huh. I do know that having bad teeth can be genetic, but obviously now we got a lot of advances in the field, and we'll hear here in just a second from Dr. John, an actual dentist and listener of the show. Will fill us in on some of the legit treatments or ways to whiten, but we'll go through the quackery first, and then we'll let you hear from him. So how do your teeth get stained? The usual stuff like coffee, red wine, tea, all that kind of stuff, and tobacco, of course. As you get older, you here you go, John. It says that as you get older, your enamel will get thinner, and more of the yellowish dentin will show through. Look at you, man. I'd even looked at this and I'd forgotten about that. So, booyah. This man, he's been doing this for a while.
Well, that's what I think I had looked it up too, because I was using those Crest white strips, and I believe at one point I got kind of worried that it was stripping the enamel off, but I have no idea what enamel is. I was just, thinking, man, maybe it's going to strip it all off. But
yeah, I guess, I don't know. I didn't know that much about teeth. I just knew I thought enamel was the slippery part, I guess it's just the white part of your teeth. I don't know. Interesting. So also, if you have trauma, if you get damage to your dentin, so if you get hitting the tooth hard enough, it could be gray or darker colored afterwards. There's certain medications that can stain your teeth too. We can talk about those in a little bit. But before we do that, we talk about why people actually will want white teeth. Is that something that is a deal breaker for you, John? If you're dating a girl and she's just a 10, but she's got just busted teeth?
Well, if she's got busted teeth, she's not a question. 10. So
there you go. So that is important for you.
A butterface.
Plus, but teeth could be fixed, I guess. But
yeah. Well, dude, teeth is for me, is extremely important. I mean,
Nicole has nice teeth.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what her teeth look like. And the reason I'm saying that is because, when I see someone with nice teeth, I don't notice it. But when I see someone with really bad teeth, I do notice it. They just need
to be good enough to not...
Yeah, exactly.
Be noticeable.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, they actually did the toothpaste company Crest did a study about like all the different ways how white teeth influence your life, and they're like, oh, of course, you're more attractive to potential mates. They say, like, with the study, they said it's a sign of good genetics if you have good teeth. So makes sense. You would pass on good genes, if you have good teeth down to your children. So it's like a survival instinct, kind of like that's why men like big boobs.
Yeah.
Because you can feed babies more easily. There you go. Cracked your code there, John.
I'm more of a
but
butt
also
guy,
they're like,
but yeah.
You're more of a butt guy? Yeah, easier to sit down, I guess. That's a survival instinct there. You won't die in a famine. You got extra stored meal right there. No, but it says like you're even more likely to get a job if you have whiter teeth. So it is something people care about, interestingly enough. But so how long have we been trying to whiten? So, of course, a long-ass time, thousands of years. When I was looking it up, the earliest I found was that the ancient Egyptians would use like the pumice stone. There's like pumice stone. You ever had one of the? You can like rub them on your feet, I guess, to like get the stuff off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They mixed that with wine vinegar. They said that white teeth were like a mark of beauty and a sign of wealth. But yeah, ancient Egyptians, that's crazy.
So that kind of reminds me of the modern day toothbrush almost.
So like abrasive like that?
Yeah.
Maybe not like rocky like that, but yeah. I mean, they scrubbed it with the wine vinegar and, I guess since the vinegar is acidic, it probably would whiten it a little bit. Ancient Romans used, of course, urine, like we talked about in the PP episode.
Jesus.
And the ammonia in the urine will work as a bleaching agent. And then, this is weird, I found this. They said Portuguese urine would whiten more. I could not find any reason for that, man. But I'd like to, if anybody's Portuguese out there and want to send John some urine, he said he will try it.
Yeah, I'll try it. Wait, what? Try what?
Try anything. You try whitening your teeth with some Portuguese urine. Oh, so then up into the more modern times, so like medieval, and then up to the sort of Victorian and just around there, the 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, all through there. They, you would have what was called like your barber surgeons and your barbers. They would kind of do everything for you because people didn't have a lot of money. So you go in there, get a haircut. They would check you out kind of like a makeshift doctor, and they would also kind of do stuff for your teeth, like pulling teeth. And people wanted actually whiter teeth then too.
Jesus.
So they would put this acid on. They would file the teeth down with a file and then use acid, and it would make them whiter. But then it would erode the enamel, obviously, like we were talking about, and it would cause extremely bad tooth decay. And I'm sure they would hurt like hell too.
Jeez, man.
So then you probably got to go back to your barber to get it pulled.
That's a pretty good business model. He's got
it's not bad,
recurring customers,
and then and the same thing. Your hair keeps growing all the time. So then, I looked it up, like what the heck kind of products they use for that. They said one of them was Aqua Fortis, which is it's a nitric acid solution, and they would use that all the way up into the 18th century. And they would, in the 1800s, they said they would use either that, or then they came up with another thing that was a hydrogen peroxide, ether, and electricity. So I guess it was just like, I don't know, you just put like a live wire in your mouth and just good to go. But the Aqua Fortis stuff, I was looking up to see if that still was made, and the only place I could find it was they actually use it as a reagent for staining curly maple gun stocks.
Jesus.
So that's what people would put on their teeth.
That's
Aqua
crazy,
Fortis.
man.
I guess it's the same stuff. I couldn't find too much about it, but that's the same. I mean, same name exactly. So then we got my man Austin Powers here.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, dude, Heather Graham in that movie. I fell in love.
Oh yeah, man. She's got a long neck, but she's hot.
Yeah. I haven't seen her in a while.
Like
I wonder what she's doing. Is she on any shows or movies or anything?
The last thing I remember seeing her in was wasn't she in The Hangover?
Yeah, she was the
the mom for the baby Carlos. with the sunglasses.
Wait, no, she was
She hooked up with
she was a stripper.
A stripper who hooked
With
up
the
with
dentist.
yeah.
Ah, which
Ed
is
Helms'
fitting
character.
in tonight's episode.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
It always comes full circle, John. No, yeah, I love that. That's a fantastic movie. Which is funny because I don't mind the James Bond movies, and this is like a complete satire on that, but I like them both.
Yeah.
But he had obviously the notoriously bad teeth that he had fixed. I don't know if how much the rumors about British having bad teeth are. Sorry to the quack doctor. I know is a contributor and listener. Maybe you can fill us in on that. Maybe that's just something that used to be true. But we'll go through some of the fake whitening products that are today's kind of thing. So we'll start with the charcoal toothpaste. I got a disgusting picture here I'll put up on quackerypodcast.com of someone just really going at it with the charcoal.
Jeez. It looks like
and
she.
to me,
I mean, it looks like she
What?
did her lips too.
it's definitely all over her lips like it's lipstick. I don't know if it's just like for effect or something, but
Yeah.
it's gross. It reminds me of like when the Penguin on Batman was dying and he's got all that black like coming out like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Michael
With,
Keaton's Batman.
Yeah.
Pink, Catwoman and Penguin. Danny DeVito, right?
Yeah, Danny DeVito. Yeah.
Dude, that one was good, man. I think
Yeah.
that one's very underrated.
I know. Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, that Catwoman was she also a hottie there. I can't remember who played her on that one. Anyway, so the claim for the charcoal toothpaste is that it will detoxify your mouth and your teeth. What we know about detox, we had an episode on it. Go back and check it out. Mainly, it's bogus. So brushing your teeth with activated charcoal. Actually, so activated charcoal is somewhat legit, though, in that it's something they will give if people are poisoned or over, take too much, like, of a medication. It can help absorb some in your stomach, but it won't detox, like, pull things out of your system that weren't already going to come out. So it's not worth, like, taking activated charcoal, because you think it's going to detox you. It's like in the case of like, poisoning or something like that.
Yeah.
And when it's just going to be enough so that your body can take care of it, really. But anyway, what they think is that, you brush with this, it's going to, activated charcoal can whiten and brighten your smile and this and that. But the fact is that it can actually damage your enamel and irritate your gums. And some of the charcoal is so black and nasty, it can stain your teeth, and you actually have to brush it off.
Yeah.
So it's like, this seems completely
Ridiculous. Yeah.
counterproductive there. Yeah, and counterintuitive for sure.
Other treatments like the charcoal toothpaste and coconut oil haven't really been shown to work as far as I know. Even if they contained an effective oxidizing agent, which they don't, they aren't in contact with the teeth long enough to really do anything.
So then you get to things like whitening mouthwashes. So Dr. John has told me, and you'll listen to some things here from him in just a moment, that actually all mouthwashes, if they are not the kind like Listerine that has alcohol in them, then they're just crushed up mints in water. So he says, like, unless it burns and has the alcohol, which a lot of people avoid, so they get like the other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, it just freshens your breath. It doesn't clean or anything like that.
You know what that reminds me
Which is-
of? 1,000 parts water, 1 part blue dye. Remember?
Yes. Oh, yes, man.
The goat
Oh,
doctor.
my gosh. Yes,
And,
Dr. Brinkley.
Yeah, we went and watched that movie. It was very good, dude.
Oh, how
that was
good's
a
that
great
documentary,
movie.
right?
Great.
So well made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start watching everything that director does, Penny Lane.
Yeah.
Because that was
good.
well made.
Yeah.
If you guys still haven't watched that, it's about, Dr. John Romulus Brinkley, the goat
Yep.
testicles doctor called Nuts.
The
You
Life
can
of a
watch it for free
Man.
on Amazon. The Life of a Man. So good, man. Oh my gosh, I love that one. I might go watch it again. So whitening mouthwashes, you guys have probably seen these. It will like freshen your breath, and depending on what kind, it could, help, kill some bacteria in your mouth. And so they also put hydrogen peroxide in there to whiten your teeth. So on the thing, if you actually read it, I never have, but they say you need to at least swish for 60 seconds, which is a pretty long
Yeah,
time
that's a
for
lot.
mouthwash. And even so, they said that that's barely enough time to do anything, because like direct contact, you're not getting hardly any, and the concentration's really low, so it doesn't do hardly anything. Because, I mean, if you think about it, they can't put concentrated, hydrogen peroxide in there because people might drink it.
Yeah.
Like the Genesis 2 people drinking bleach. Did you see they got shut down?
No, I didn't see it get shut down.
They shut down the Genesis 2 church. Yeah, man, they took that guy away.
When?
They busted him. It was like a couple of months ago because they kept saying that it would cure COVID.
Yeah, okay, so this is after we did the episode,
FDA
right?
went and they
before we did.
Yeah, after we did the episode.
After, wow.
I said, after. So I like to think in some small way that we helped to shut those people down, putting the awareness out there, man. We're doing our part here at the Quackery Podcast. This is noble. It ain't much, but it's honest work. So then you move on to whitening toothpaste and whitening gum. It all kind of falls in the same category. It doesn't really do hardly anything at all, and it's for the same reasons as the mouthwash. Very little contact time, very low concentration because it has to be safe, and so therefore it may not even do hardly anything, even for surface stains on your, dentin. So what it said is don't expect results. If it's going to cost you the same amount of money to buy the whitening kind, it won't hurt, but don't really expect much to happen. So then let's move on to some more interesting ones here, like oil pulling. John, and I think you said you've tried this, right?
Yeah, I've tried this. Yeah, so I remember.
What kind of oil did you use? Like
it was
motor
coconut oil. Actually, it was MCT oil. That stuff, because I was kind of into that keto stuff for a while. But yeah. So
you know what MCT
yeah,
stands for?
Medium chain triglycerides. It's
Attaboy. He's been listening to the show.
Yeah, so I saw this thing on social media, and I think they were doing turmeric. I tried it once, and yeah, it wasn't that bad. But so basically, you put the turmeric, which is orange, you brush your teeth with it, kind of like the charcoal, and then you basically rinse it out with coconut oil. And I did it.
How long did you rinse?
It was probably like a minute at the most.
I gotcha. Yeah. Well, what's crazy? So yeah,
my teeth did feel clean though.
I bet you what though, because you scrubbed it with the turmeric, it's probably a little gritty, so it probably got a good scrub on there.
Yeah.
But I bet you they had you do the turmeric because you would see your teeth all orange and nasty. So then after you cleaned them off, you're gonna just in comparison, instead of looking all orangey and yellowy and like it's because real yellow looking stuff. So oh my gosh, they look whiter in comparison to that yellow. Everything's gonna look whiter, right? Dude, that's so smart.
I know.
God, I think people are sometimes, man. These people come up with this stuff. Like the trig people are so sneaky.
I fell for it, dude.
I love it.
I mean, I don't know if it works or not, but I did it, man. Because I was like, well, I got the stuff here. We got turmeric, and we got the coconut oil.
It's not something that's not, dangerous or that expensive to try, right? So that's one of the things is that, one of these kind of things where it's like, it's not some expensive product that you have to buy a specific oil. So, okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty here. So it's been really growing in popularity lately with there's a lot of celebrities and influencers on social media saying they're doing it and they think it detoxifies your mouth and pulls the toxins out as you swish it around and it goes into the oil and it's supposed to help reduce gum inflammation and bad breath and it's supposed to whiten your teeth. And so I looked up what you're supposed to do exactly for this to be effective. And one place said that you can use any kind of oil like you're talking about, like coconut, sunflower, sesame. I guess you could even do olive oil, whatever. But you're supposed to swish it in your mouth for 20 minutes.
No way, dude.
20 minutes?
My jaw would be on fire.
I can't do anything for 20 minutes.
That's too much, man.
I can't even... I mean, I can barely make it through one of these episodes if it's longer than 20 minutes.
Because you're supposed to do Listerine, I think, for 3 minutes. And trying to do that for 3 minutes... It's the worst, man. Like your jaw starts hurting, dude. 20 minutes? That's ridiculous, dude.
I think probably the best I've done with Listerine is 30 seconds, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think you're supposed to do 3 minutes. But yeah, even after 30 seconds, I'm like, probably dude, my mouth is hurting.
And bored.
Yeah. 20 minutes? No way, man. That would it wouldn't work for me, man.
Oh my God. So, okay, so here's the fact. So it says that based on a lack of any scientific evidence that ADA, the American Dodgeball Association of America, the thing is duck, dip, dive, dodge.
Well, that's only 4.
No. It's supposed to be the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. That's it. This is dodge twice.
Dude, I feel like we're living in a time though where we would bring the dodgeball back. I feel like it should come back.
Oh, I'll put it on ESPN 8, the Ocho.
The Ocho.
I love dodgeball, man. I was never really that good at it
Yeah.
because I was like a fat child.
Really?
Not like obese, but like I was never skinny. I was one of those where it was like, oh, just gotta wait till he hits his growth spurt, kind of thing where I'm just like a little chippy.
When's that
And
going
then it
to
grew, and then I needed, I got my fingers crossed. One of these days, I'm gonna break out of the fives.
be? 5s.
I don't think I'm gonna make it. Who am I kidding? The 4s. Short people, tall people. Hey, we love everybody on the show. Okay, fat, skinny. You guys are all fantastic.
Yeah, as long as you got
men, women,
as long as you got good teeth.
gender, any fluidity. As long as you have good teeth, John will like you. Me, I do stare at people's mouths when they talk. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm really bad about doing that. So I'm kind of like I've found that I'm sort of uncomfortable with when now that people are wearing masks because I don't have somewhere to look. And so I end up looking. I found myself like looking down, and I'm like, this is a really bad behavior.
Yeah.
Like that's like a sign of like submission in animals. Like if I can't look, I can look someone in the eye. I just feel like the way that when I look at someone in the eye, I stare at them too intensely, and I feel like they get uncomfortable. I don't care. But and then I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable because I like really, like in a job interview, like I really am looking like right in their eyes, and I feel like they can feel it. But maybe that's just my power.
Yeah.
Am I intimidating you now, John? Staring right in your eyes? Yeah, so anyway, the American Dental Association, the ADA, they do not recommend oil pulling as a dental hygiene practice. There's no reliable studies that it does anything. But like we said, if you like it, if you enjoy it, maybe it's toning up your your jawline because 20 minutes of swishing around oil, phew,
Yeah.
man, you're gonna have like a jawline like a Jean-Claude Van Damme.
My teeth did feel really clean, just.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. I only did it once.
It
too,
probably. So, and I would think that would probably be from number one. Like I said, you brushed it really good with the turmeric, which is probably a little bit rough, but it's not too rough.
No, it's not.
And then once you switched with the oil, then your teeth felt all slippery like you do after you go to the dentist and they're clean, because it's oily. I would that would be my guess. But like I said, it's safe to try, and hey, it just is costing you time and whatever cost of the oil. So another one of those where it's no big deal, whatever you want to do. But we're just trying to tell you the facts. All right, so then next you got these at-home LED whitening kits. And I know y'all have seen these online. They look super cool. They look like whitening in the future.
Yeah, they do.
Like a Blade Runner would be like whitening his teeth with this,
Yeah.
Which just a side note here about Blade Runner. Have you ever read the book?
Is that the Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Is that the same?
Yes. Yeah.
By Philip K. Dick.
Maybe
No,
we talked to. Yeah.
I keep seeing it after we talked about it. I think Amazon keeps recommending it.
Oh, it's probably because your
me.
phone was listening to us, probably.
But I've never read it yet.
I thought I did tell you about that. Yeah, it's a lot different than the movie, but anyway, it's cool. Yeah, but yeah, so the at-home LED whitening kits. So these things are the ones you've seen. Probably seen a bunch of social media influencers and people doing. It's the little thing. What is that thing? What does that look like? It's just sort of.
It's like like a mouthpiece almost, or
like a mouthpiece with a big like back on it. That's sort of, the same size as like I don't know, not smaller than maybe like a computer mouse or something. And so you put that in your mouth and it glows blue. So it's supposed to, activate the bleach for you and make the whitening happen and happen faster and better, blah blah blah. Well, I was looking at a company, and there was a company that was basically doing a tell-all about it, and they said that they used to sell them, and then they looked into it, and they found out that all of them were made from the same place in India, and they cost $3, and it's just a blue light that doesn't do anything. So it's not ultraviolet, it's not anything, okay?
Jesus.
It's just a little blue light, and then they give you little kits that are supposed to be the bleach, and they said even those are not even as strong as they should be to be that helpful. So the whole thing is a big quack.
Yeah.
Which is perfect for this show. Yeah.
That's
so so I looked it up. Most of these at home LED whitening, UV lightning. UV light whitening kits are sell for about $40 to $50 a pop, and they're buying them for $3. That's a pretty good return, ROI, I'd say.
And then there are also things like these LED lights, which aren't offered in dental offices. It's like these things you put in your mouth. I don't really know a whole lot about them. I haven't researched them very much, but from what I understand, they also don't really have very good effectiveness. I hear a lot of marketing claims that dentists might not like something because, this is taken away from their business. But the reality is, if it was something that actually worked, then dentists would offer it in office themselves. Like, it's not going to take away from my business. Bottom line, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
So the next one is baking soda. You see baking soda like in all sorts of toothpaste. Arm & Hammer, baby. You can use it for anything, apparently. But they say it, they just think it cleans your teeth really good, like scours them. But it doesn't do a lot outside of just cleaning a little bit better, being a little rougher. So if you use it too much, like if you just put the straight baking soda on there and do it too much, you can scratch it and damage your enamel a little bit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really do a ton. It can do a little bit for surface stains, but not really a lot. So it's kind of, mildly effective at best, sort of like the whitening toothpaste. However, this was awesome. While I was researching this, I was looking at Arm & Hammer as a company just to see if they had any fun factoids. The best is there's a gentleman named Armand Hammer. And I thought, well, shit, that must have been the guy who started the company. His name is ARMAND HAMMER. But no.
Did he start it?
Okay. So, no, he did not. Considering that they started it 31 years before he was even born. This company called Church and Dwight, who's the one who makes Arm & Hammer, but what's awesome is in the 1980s, he just started buying up a shitload of stock. And I don't know if he's a majority shareholder, but like he's a big owner in Arm & Hammer products. And his name's
so
Armand
awesome,
Hammer.
man.
You just show up to the board meetings.
He's got a vested
Mr.
interest
Hammer.
in it.
Hell yeah, man. He's got his name on every product.
That's
I hope
crazy,
he takes like
man.
a picture with like gets a hammer and like puts his arm up like he's bing, with the hammer. Dude, that's sweet, man. So then there's another one where it says, and this is gonna be a trend here with the fruits, as you'll see, pineapple. They think that there's something called bromelain in pineapple that's supposed to help whiten teeth, but they, upon further investigation, there's no evidence for that. But some people still believe that, rubbing pineapple on your teeth will make them whiter. And then there's something called kaolin clay, which is also called like China clay. So I guess people are like brushing their teeth with this clay, which is the same as like the stuff you would get in some of these face masks.
Yeah.
So they think, it's got these minerals. It's going to remineralize your teeth. And I guess that's supposed to, restore enamel and whiten and detoxify and all this stuff. But there's absolutely no studies that it does anything. They think it'll take the stains off. There's nothing. And then, again, with the fruit, an orange peel. I think rubbing an orange peel on your teeth will whiten them. So really the only evidence I could find for this, and the reasoning is like the fact that it's acidic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And it's got this D-limonene and citric acid that could potentially, be acidic and, eat away at your outer layer of your teeth, which, obviously would over time decrease your enamel. But they said, definitely brush your teeth after you're done with it. Otherwise, it's going to cause damage. Just like all the rest of these crazy things. So then another one, banana peel. I don't know. I guess the idea with that one is it's got potassium that's, and magnesium that are going to absorb into your teeth and I guess make them stronger and whiter. Or I don't. They said rub on it for 2 minutes. Some of these, I just wonder if like some asshole is like, man, let's put up this thing that says that banana peels make your teeth whiter and see if anybody does it.
Yeah.
That'd be great if you were a social media influencer and like you're pretending like people are paying you for these posts, but you're just making up a bunch of wild shit.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to put the banana up your butt.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys know that if you put a banana up your butt, then your breath will smell like bananas? Dude, I tried it. I had one up there all day. And then when I went to the bathroom, it just shot out of the peel. Bloop.
Oh my God.
That's what we should do. We should get our social media up. You guys are going to have to follow us so we can get it really, really high so then we can just start messing with people. And we'll do it for free, trust me. So it's bananas. And then apple cider vinegar, which I know we're going to have to do a full episode on this, but that's going to be a lot of research because people think this stuff will work for everything, it seems like. And I've seen people use it like on their skin. They drink it, obviously, for weight loss, detox, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, it is vinegar is acetic acid. So that's like I guess an acidic bleaching agent. The pH, I guess.
It's all over the internet, and it's that one brand, too. So,
Bragg.
Yeah, Bragg. They're freaking like, hells yeah. This is the best thing ever.
I mean, people are like, oh, you got to get that one because it's got the mother and it's like legit. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
But whoever that
it
was,
looks like they just put like it to me at the bottom of it just looks like there's dirt in it.
Yeah,
they probably just put a little dirt in there.
Yeah, probably.
Or like it's got the mother earth. Oh, that could be it. Mother Earth.
But yeah, those dudes are probably rich now, man. If they weren't before.
Yeah, they say, okay, here's the recipe that I found on Urban Dental. You're supposed to mix half a teaspoonful, or half a spoonful, I guess that's supposed to be a teaspoon, nice measurements, guys, of vinegar with 1 cup of water, and you rub your teeth with this mixture every day before bedtime using a toothbrush, and then later brush your teeth using the usual paste. But then I did more research, and it said there's no evidence that it does anything as a brush or mouthwash, and they said it actually will, shocker, weaken your enamel. So there you go. Have you ever tried to do the apple cider vinegar for weight loss, like drinking it every morning?
No. I mean, I'm be honest, I used to do that Garcinia. I used to sell it, so I know that was a big push.
Mixed it with that?
Yeah. It was just stupid.
You tell people like, oh, it activates your Garcinia. Yeah, I thought like, hey, when I was trying to lose a bunch of weight for the wedding, when we got married, me and my wife, I was like, oh man, I'll try out every little thing. I was doing every little thing you could.
Yeah.
And I did that. I was taking like shot glass full of apple cider vinegar every morning. And man, it tore my stomach up. I think it was like eating it inside. It just felt terrible.
You know what really works,
I think you're probably supposed to mix it with water.
What really works?
Exercise.
Well, that too, but who wants to do that? Freaking, if you got a prescription, Adderall, dude. That works.
Of course. For a while, it's going to be a stimulant, man. It's like
that and coffee all day long, bro.
Cocaine, meth, it all will work. Well, Adderall will work for a certain amount of time, right? And then it starts to taper off.
Yeah, that's true.
So then, okay, let's play a little something here from Dr. John.
The only other methods that are effective that I've found in some capacity are things like the Crest white strips and this Zoom whitening. Like the Crest white strips can be bought over the counter and are actually pretty effective for like easy to remove stains. And I usually recommend this to patients before they do the more involved office bleaching. As far as like the Zoom whitening, this is where like you sit in front of like a UV light for several minutes to try to whiten your teeth. Some dentist offices offer this, and I've also seen it at like kiosks at malls. They do work, but they typically have like a shorter duration. meaning that like your teeth will be lighter for a couple of days and then they'll start to fade back to their original color. I don't really know why that happens, and I haven't researched it, as it's something that I personally don't recommend and don't offer in my office. I could see some advantage to that if like you wanted quick results, like if you were getting married in a day or two and you wanted to have really nice teeth for your wedding pictures or something, I could see some benefit to that. But as far as long-term effects, it's not something that I'd recommend. The most common and most effective treatment that we use in a professional office is like the take-home office bleach. It involves making like a custom tray that forms like really closely to the teeth. This ensures like an intimate contact of our bleach or the reacting agent with the teeth. It also helps prevent bleach from damaging the soft tissues like your gums. We use a concentrated gel consisting of carbamide peroxide and hydrogen peroxide in order to oxidize the stain. It's a chemical reaction that happens. The gel has to stay in constant contact for several minutes, sometimes even an hour, to yield any meaningful results. And not only that, it has to be done several days in a row, and sometimes twice or 3 times a day. And even then, that might not be enough to whiten really difficult stains. In those cases, we actually have to cut the front off of people's teeth and replace it with porcelain veneers.
So thank you, Dr. John, for giving us the real scoop there. So like he said, here's a few things that are actually effective from moderately effective. Like he said, the Crest white strips that he recommends. And I know John's been using because his smile is just frosty white.
That's
I can see it just shining through this.
That's because I just got the turmeric
gargled
out.
some piss.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oil pulled with my own urine and got the turmeric out.
Why is your urine oily? And where did you? And we need to call somebody in Portugal. If we have any listeners in Portugal, hit us up. Like I said, John will buy your urine. This is not a joke. I don't know how much I'll pay for it, but we'll put it in a little jar. So the whitening strips are they're good for like John said, they're good for surface stains, and he said if you're a younger person who has good enamel, the white strips will work for like coffee, tea, wine stains, tobacco, and deeper stains from damage and stuff like that. They probably won't do that much, and they will vary person to person, so you may have to go a little bit deeper here to stuff like the bleaching trays, like he said, are pretty cool, that they make a mold of your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you put the mixture of hydrogen peroxide and carbamide peroxide, and those will cause the deep cleansing and action there, like he explained. But I want to tell you one thing. So they gave us, actually in Charleston, there's such a competition for dentists. There's so many dentists here.
Oh, really?
That before we got married, I switched over to a different dentist that my wife was using, and just as an incentive to start, they gave me these for free.
Oh, really?
And so I did the whitening trays, but when I went to do them, I guess the hygienist or whatever put too much of that the clay or whatever the hell that stuff is, the mold in the mold, and so when they pushed it onto my teeth, it started oozing down my throat, and that stuff is so thick. It was like torture.
Oh, Jesus.
Felt like I was being waterboarded or something. I was like,
Jesus. What, were you there? They did it while you were there?
No, so that's where they make the mold of your teeth.
Oh, and then
they can take it out and then make the little thing. It looks like the Invisalign braces, and then you just squirt the whitening in there. And speaking of which, this is a weird thing. I've done the Crest white strips. You've done those before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm weird, but I like when I put them on to ooze out the stuff a little bit and taste it. I think it tastes good. In a weird way. It's kind of gross.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Is that weird? That's not weird. I like the taste.
You like it too?
Yeah. So I pull them off really slow. All right. So I make sure they're on my gum and I kind of pull it off real slow. And then I rub my teeth like a crackhead.
Does it not Nice. Does it not burn if you touches your gums too much?
No, I mean, it doesn't burn.
Not for you?
No, not for me.
Gums of steel. Oh man, maybe maybe I'm just weak. Just
Maybe.
I'm a wimp. I think I don't remember. It's been a while since I've done those. So then, okay, so we get to actual legit UV treatment, and like one of those, like John was saying, is the Zoom treatment, which is just like those at-home things that turn blue.
Yeah.
But this is actually UV frequency light. So just a quick explanation of that. Visible light is like, I guess, 400 to 500 nanometers. And then, so the one they're looking for is like 256 nanometers, which is like in the ultraviolet range. So it's supposed to like, they may call it like laser or whatever like that. So it like will activate and speed up the hydrogen and carbamide peroxide and make them bleach faster. And so, like you heard him say, it'll work faster. It'll give you a result, but it usually won't last as long. So take that for what it is. I don't know. Probably one of those things works differently. And then that crazy part where you inject the bleach into the tooth if you're doing a root canal. Oh, it's like you ever? Yeah, I've never had a root canal, but it sounds terrible.
No.
So obviously you'd have to get it like to the dentin or not. No, what was it? The what's that thing? The root. What's that? What did I say the root was called? Sorry, I don't know a lot
The
about
pulp,
teeth.
right?
The pulp. The pulp. Ooh, just like wood. So yeah, you'd have to get into the pulp, I guess, and inject that bleach, and then it bleaches it. So if you have like a dead tooth or whatever, I guess that's like a damaged tooth, or it's like getting cut off from the blood supply. You watch? I know I talk about it all the time. Have you watched Fixer Upper? Or no, the show? No,
that's with the Gaines.
The one in Waco with like
No, I know what you're talking about.
Chip Gaines. I couldn't like. It bothered me the whole first season of that show. He's got like one of his teeth was like really brown and the rest were white.
Oh, really?
So and then like season 2 it was fixed. They were all white. And I was like, I wonder if he had this done or if he just got a veneer because they're probably rich. So, or they clearly are now, but so probably that. But that's what John was saying is like, if it's bad enough, like what movie stars and stuff do, you just slap some veneers on there and you got a fresh set of high beams like Joe Biden. And then we'll wrap it up here with, we talked about how medicine can damage your teeth. So this is a crazy looking picture of an antibiotic tetracycline, which we still sell, and doxycycline too. But only if you take these if you're under 8 years old, they can permanently damage your teeth or stain your teeth. Your teeth will be fine. They'll just be stained for like forever. And they can even be like grayish in color. So if you know like some adults who are like have grayish teeth, but they have like good dental hygiene, could be from that. A lot of people have that. And it's like almost impossible to like completely get rid of with whitening.
Yeah, it looks like it's almost metallic.
Yeah, it looks real metallic.
Like almost like not see-through, but it's weird, man.
Oh, you know what? It just made me think of, and I was trying to put this together. Have you seen Mad Max?
Is that with Russell Crowe?
You seen that new one?
No.
So the original one is what's his name? Patriot Mel Gibson. The original is Mel Gibson. Then the remake is the remake is Tom Hardy, and it's really good too.
Oh, cool.
But like they have like the guys who are like chasing him on the cars.
Yeah.
And they'll spray paint, like they'll put on these masks and they like spray paint their mouths with like metallic paint to make them like in their teeth and everything and make them look like all like ghoulish and crazy.
That's nuts.
That almost looks like this.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Those are some crazy movies. Talking about post-apocalyptic movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got any questions about teeth whitening?
No.
Or about this picture of a goose that has teeth that's on his tongue?
Holy shit, is this real?
Yeah, I don't know. I just Googled duck with teeth. I thought it was going to be a cartoon. This is a real picture.
It looks like a dinosaur
like a goose.
Or something.
It does. Oof.
That's crazy, man.
I just thinking about getting bit by that thing. It just looks like it hurts so bad. That's bad, man.
Yeah.
That's a freak. It's definitely like a monster. Something you see in a horror movie. Anyway, well, if that's all, I hope you guys learned a little bit about teeth whitening, and hopefully we'll be getting our vial of Portuguese. our what would you call, what is the term for people from was
Portuguese?
Portugal, right?
Yeah, just Portuguese.
Oh,
piss.
Oh, Portuguese. Yes, from Portugal. Oh my God, I'm such a moron. Our vial of
Portuguese. What the fuck?
Portuguese. Well, I was thinking the place was called Portuguese. It's obviously called Portugal.
They're probably called Portuguese.
Portuguese.
It's all right, dude. It's late.
Damn it. I'm supposed to be the one who knows things. No, I was watching The Big Bang Theory today, and I was like, this is perfect, because I'd never watched it, so I'm starting like from the beginning. It's like, this is perfect because it's people who are like geniuses, but it highlights how there's a lot of people who think that if you're smart, that means you're smart in everything.
Yeah.
And it's clearly not the case. Like, there's obviously people are, specialized knowledge, and that doesn't mean they know anything about real life situations and situational awareness, most of all. Anyway, if that is all about teeth whitening, that's going to be our show. I hope this episode really quacked y'all up, and if it did, and you want to support the crew, head on over to quackerypodcast.com, and you can give us money to be an official quackhead. I'll send you some stickers and a little prescription pad, fake prescription pad, of course, with a little note signed Will the Pill, and we'd really appreciate it. If you guys have an idea for a topic you want us to cover, let us know. Make sure and hit that subscribe button. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out all the pictures from the show at quackerypodcast.com. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It makes a huge difference, y'all. Those of you who already did, thank you so much. And tell your friends about us. As always, keep calm and quack on. And then when I went to the bathroom, it just shot out of the peel.
Oh my God.